I know like maybe 5 people are gonna see this, but I have some thoughts about Gypsy-Rose. So I have been so heavily invested in this story for a long fucking time because when real true crime shit happens in your lifetime, it's like celebrity news, right? It's crazy. Like I remember the whole Maddie, that little girl that went missing, right? That other little girl with the whoo boy. Her name is Gabby Petito. I'm sorry, you can tell I am not awake yet. Give me a minute. I'm sorry. Anyways, when this kind of crazy shit happens, even Chris Watts. Fun fact, I was living in that area where Chris Watts put the babies. I was in that area. I know where those tankers were. It blew my fucking mind. I was living there at the time. Okay, but anyways, when this kind of shit happens, like, you can't help but be invested, right? So this whole thing with Gypsy-Rose, I have been heavily invested for a very long time. So naturally, I've been following all of it, everything, as it's been unfolding. And for those of you guys who are keeping up with Gypsy and her situation, we're not talking about her mom. We're not talking about the whole trial. We're not talking about any of that. We're talking about she got married to some dude while she was in prison. Mind you, she was engaged to one guy while she was in prison, broke off the engagement, got married to another guy while she was in prison, came out of prison married to that guy, immediately broke off the marriage, and she is being seen around town running around with her ex-fiance. And everybody's like, no, oh my god, this is so terrible for the husband, right? Oh my gosh, poor husband. Like, all of these videos I'm seeing are like, oh, poor husband. But homeboy said, I didn't know she still had such deep feelings for him. My guy, he texted her stepmom when she got out of prison. She said she had a dream of leaving him for the ex-fiance. And she goes, he's sniffing around. She was waving it in his face, saying, we're talking, we are communicating. She was basically saying, you better step it up or he's about to snatch me from you. And a lot of people don't get this because they're not looking at it from a teenage girl perspective, because they're thinking Gypsy grown, right? Gypsy grown. She's 32 years old. She grown. She's not grown. You guys got to remember, she has the mentality of a teenager, because when she was a teenager, she got one boyfriend and then unalived her mom and went to prison. And then she spent, 10 years in prison? And that entirely stunted her mental growth. So right now, she is living out her teenage dream, okay? She wants to be a teenager. She wants to go be cute, which, let's pay attention, she is doing. She wants to be cute. The first day out of prison, she went and got her nails done. She went and got her hair done. She's been getting her makeup did. She was getting all sorts of new clothes, right? Girl, do you. I'm not saying nothing about it, right? You deserve to feel pretty after 10 years in fucking prison and your mom dressing you up like a Disney princess your entire life. I get it. But then, first of all, I want to talk about the marriage, because neither of them were mature enough for a marriage. Let's be honest. Everybody's like, oh, poor, what the fuck is his name? Ryan, poor Ryan. No, he was not mature enough for a marriage, especially to someone he don't know, he never met, right? So the issue lies entirely on the destiny of these two meeting. It had nothing to do with his fault, her fault. It was both their damn faults. It was cataclysmic together. We've all had that kind of relationship. Girls, we've all had that kind of relationship, right? Where you guys get together and you are like fireworks in the worst way, right? You put fucking 2 fireworks together, you get big fireworks, right? And that could be good and that could be bad. But he was not mature enough to have a marriage. First of all, he was showing signs of jealousy from the fucking get-go. Whenever she would talk about anybody else, all of these interviews, he was always talking about how so many guys are throwing themselves at her, blah, 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 blah. That's all he could focus on all the time that he opened his mouth. He was jealous from the get-go. In that interview where she's talking about her mom, He's talking about her ex-fiance. She's dead ass talking about her mom. She goes off on a tangent about her mom for like fucking 5 minutes about how her mom had mental health and she's not a fucking bad guy. And he goes, yeah, she was manipulated by her ex-fiance. He was not involved in the same conversation she was having at all. And all he could think about was spitting out more hate about her ex-fiance. Because that's all he could think about all the fucking time. Because let's be honest, I'm not hating on Ryan. Let's be honest, from a mental standpoint here. Guys that don't feel good about themselves, guys and girls, no hate. People who don't feel good about themselves, who are not confident in themselves, who don't have self-love, self-worth established, right? Who aren't set mentally, are jealous as fuck because they think anybody who looks at their person is going to steal them, right? Everybody's a threat. Especially when he's got a super cute girlfriend, super cute fiance, super cute wife that is getting a whole lot of attention. I can guarantee you he's never handled that a day in his life. No hate to Ryan. He's cute, he's sweet, but he doesn't know how to handle that. And men's first instinct when it comes to a lot of attention on their girls is shut that shit down, get jealous, get crazy, put her on lockdown. And what did he do? He shut that shit down, he got crazy, he put her on lockdown. And every time she tried to go hang out with her dad, he got crazy and he tried to shut that shit down and put it on lock because he was like, you need to be talking to me. Like, if you're not talking to me, that means you're telling them things that I don't know, and I don't know what you're telling them, right? Crazy because he was not secure in himself. He was not secure in the relationship because, let's face it, they didn't have a relationship. There was no relationship established. Anyways, on the flip side of that, Gypsy was also not mature enough for a marriage because she's got a teenage mentality. She wants to go run off and be cute and be with the boy that she's in love with. Am I right? What did she do? Broke off her marriage because, well, shit got hard. Shit got hard. He's jealous. I don't like it. I don't know what to do. Break off the marriage. That's not what marriage is. The more she ran away, the more he pushed. The more he pushed, the more she ran away. Neither of them were ready to communicate through the marriage because neither of them were mature enough for a marriage. Neither of them wanted to be married to each other. They should have dated. Just like the dad said from the get-go, they shouldn't have fucking gotten married. They should have lived together and dated and figured each other out first. But anyways, let's talk about Gypsy. So, let's be completely honest here. She's got friends backing her up saying, she didn't leave Ryan for Ken. Ryan is a bad guy. He was being mean to her and she didn't feel safe and she deserves to feel safe. And this guy makes her feel safe. And why is that so? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, all of you that are defending her. Because as a girl who has done that, and as a girl who has lots of chick friends who have also done that, I know exactly what the fuck she did. And it wasn't until I healed myself and got healthy and could understand it from a different viewpoint that I understood what I did. But I used to do this shit all the time. Any relationship I wasn't happy in, I didn't know how to leave. I didn't know how to say I wasn't happy. This isn't working out. So what I used to do is I used to pick fights. Whenever they would pick fights, instead of trying to communicate through it, I would pick fights harder. I would pick more fights. And then I would run away from the fights because I don't want to fucking deal with this. And then the more you pick fights with that person, the more that person starts to get fucking crazy in the head, which is exactly what happened to Ryan. He started going crazy in the head. He started getting jealous. He didn't know what was going on. He was losing his goddamn mind. Meanwhile, she playing a game. Everybody looking at her like, oh, poor Gypsy. Girl playing a game. She knew exactly what the fuck she was doing from the get-go. She realized she was not attracted to Ryan, let's be honest. She realized she didn't want to be married to this person for the rest of her fucking life. And everything she saw in Ryan that she didn't like, she thought about all the things she liked about Ken. Women leave relationships before they leave relationships. You guys know this. Gypsy running around with her ex-fiance is not a coincidence. It's not just, oh, he makes her feel safe. They're running around together. They got tattoos together. They're holding hands. They're kissing all over each other like fucking teenagers. She's living out her teenage dream. She got her fucking hair dyed. She's blonde now. She's getting plastic surgery. Let's be honest. She left Ryan mentally. Before she left Ryan, she planned her exit with the ex-fiance. Everybody saw this fucking coming, and everyone's like, oh, poor Gypsy, poor Ryan. Everybody's trying to take sides right now, and nobody's looking at the fact that neither of these people were ready to be in a marriage. Neither of them were mature enough, and Gypsy took the out. Gypsy took the out. Gypsy made the out, but Gypsy took the out. So she wanted to be with ex-fiance. I think we can all agree with that. She's been in love with him. She talked about it in her fucking documentary about how so fucking in love she was with this guy. And I can guarantee you she is extremely attracted to this guy, right? So fucking in love she was with this guy. And she dead ass told Ryan about it. I am so fucking in love with this guy. Even up to the day that they were getting married, she was having doubts because she was thinking about this guy. She was dreaming about this guy. He was in contact with her family. And for Ryan to say, I didn't know she was still into him. I didn't know she still had feelings. My guy, you knew. You were in denial. You were sweeping it under the rug. You thought, if I cover it up with jealousy and if I just bury it, it doesn't exist. If I just smother her, she'll think that's what a marriage is. She'll think that's what love is, and she'll stay with me because she has to stay with me. She took the out because she made the out. She made the out because she shouldn't have married that guy in the first place. They should have listened to her parents and been like, hey, you're my parents, you're my voice of reason, you should be my voice of reason right now because I have nobody else in my corner. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. I never fucking actually met him before. I never talked to him for more than 5 minutes. Like, you remember when Frozen came out and everybody was like talking shit about Anna, like, how you gonna get married to this guy you met 5 minutes ago? The whole movie was about how you gonna fucking marry this guy you met 5 minutes ago, right? And then every adult I've ever met, like, was like, girl, you can't marry someone you met 5 minutes ago. Even Disney baby got it. Even Disney baby. They should not have gotten married in the first place, but they did because they were like, we're adults, we know what we're doing. This fool started communicating with her over a dare. That shows you, to begin with, he was not sincere, he is immature, and he didn't think it was gonna go anywhere. Let's be honest. How many fucking people have we been like, I dare you to go talk to that girl, and they're like, she's not gonna talk to him. She's not gonna talk to him. And they're like, yeah, but look at him. He's gonna go talk to her. And then he goes and talks to her, and he gets a drink thrown in his face. And they're like, I knew she wasn't gonna give you the time of day. That's what they thought were gonna happen. That's what they thought was gonna happen. That's what his friend thought was gonna happen. You should message her, bro. You should message her, bro. Because he was doing it because he knew she wasn't gonna message him back. But shit blew up in his face. Joke's on you. She messaged him back. And he was like, whoa, celebrity girl just messaged me back. Cute girl. Right? Not even celebrity girl. Cute girl. Oh my god, cute girl messaged me back. Again, no hate to Ryan, but let's be honest. What happens when the nerdy girl and the cheerleader talk? Nerdy girl's too goddamn nervous to talk to the cheerleader, but when he gets the balls to talk to her and she talks to him back, he loses his fucking mind because girl. I've seen this happen 1,000 fucking times in my life with just friends in actual real life, you guys. And how the fuck are all of you people that are watching this unfold being like, no, it's Gypsy's fault. She's a terrible person. She shouldn't have left him. Or, oh, no, it's Ryan's fault. He's a terrible person. He's being mean to her. How the fuck have none of you seen this play out in front of you in your life ever? I've seen this happen 1,000 fucking times. What I'm getting at here is Gypsy running around with Ken. The fact that I just saw a video of a friend, like a live, of a friend defending them, saying, Gypsy didn't leave Ryan for Ken. Gypsy didn't leave Ryan for Ken. Gypsy left Ryan because she felt unsafe. Defending Gypsy with her whole chest in front of Gypsy. Gypsy's in the back going, I know that's right. Yup. And then Ken's sitting there going, whoop, 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 right? Because they got a hype man now. This is the most teenage shit I've ever fucking seen in my life. The most teenage shit. What happens when somebody's speaking ill on your girl, right? In high school. What happens when somebody's speaking ill on your girl? That's your girl that you're gonna go to bat for. You get your friend that's gonna go fuck people up, and you tell him they're being mean to me. And what does your friend do? I'ma fuck you up. You being mean to my girl? You being mean to my girl? Right? And then they go get in their fucking face. We all have that friend. Or we were that friend. And we got in their faces. What are you saying about my girl? She didn't do none of that. She didn't do none of that. Come talk to me about it, right? We all had that friend, or we were that friend. This blows my fucking mind. I'm literally watching like a gossip channel talk about this right now. And all of the shit that has come out in the span of like not even a month. Gypsy left her husband, is immediately seen around town holding hands with the ex-fiance. And if you see these pictures, all of these pictures, she's happy. She's so happy. She is happy as fuck, bro. She is happy as fuck. And what did Ryan say? He was like, I took 2 weeks off of work so that I could help her get her life situated. We got to go get her an ID. We got to go get her, talk to her parole officer. He's mentally, age-wise, okay, where he should be for a marriage. Although he has not dealt with some things within himself that he should have dealt with first before getting engaged, let alone married. He is respectfully his age. He knows all the shit she's got to get done, right? All the things, he's making a little mental checklist. We got to get her some clothes. We got to get her some toiletries, right? He is doing the damn thing. He's being responsible. What she should be doing. But again, mentally, she is not 32 years old. Mentally, she is a teenager. She wants to go be a teenager. And she dead ass did what every teenage girl does. You can't hold me down. You can't hold me down. I'm going to go do whatever the fuck I want with whoever the fuck I want. When you tell me I cannot talk to him, I'm going to talk to him so hard. And you know what else we're going to do? We're going to get matching tattoos together. What did she do? Broke off the marriage and then blamed it on Ryan. He was too jealous. He was being mean to me. He made me feel unsafe. We had one big fight. Huh, girl. You had one big fight? I don't doubt what she's saying, mind you. Understand that. I don't doubt what she's saying. Because I can see those parts of Ryan just from all of their fucking interviews and shit and the documentary. I can see that. I understand that. Yes, he was jealous. Yes, he was immature. Yes, he probably was doing the things that she said. But also, she was looking for a way out because she was not happy, because she was not attracted to him, because she was not ready for a marriage, because she wanted to be with Ken. She was looking for a way out. And this is the point that I'm trying to make. I know I say a lot. I've been talking a lot, and this is the point that I've been trying to make. She was looking for a way out. She created a way out. I'm not saying history repeats itself. I'm just saying people rely on patterns that they know work. As someone who has done this 1,000 fucking times, I hate to say it. You could line up all of my ex-boyfriends and ask them, how did I leave the relationship? It was not, hey, I'm not happy. I don't think this is working anymore. It was some kind of crazy explosive fight. We were breaking shit and going crazy, and I said, fuck this shit, and I walked out the door, and I never came back. I left all my shit there. I let them deal with it, right? Every single time. Gypsy was looking for an out, and then she blamed it on Ryan. He's being mean to me. I did the same shit. I told everybody the same shit Gypsy just told everybody about that guy. I said the same shit. He was mean to me. I didn't feel safe. It was scary. And yes, she believes that 1,000%. Because again, I believed that 1,000% in the moment. When I did those things, I believed it. But I am also a survivor of abuse. And when I left an abusive situation, I was locked into that mentality and I was locked in that pattern. She's not going to understand that for a very long time until she goes through some healing and some therapy to understand what she is doing, because she's got a pattern. I don't doubt she's going to have the same pattern happen with Ken. I'm just saying, y'all are way too quick to take sides right now. Nobody's looking at the bigger picture. Anyways, I'll wrap it up, okay? So, what I want to say first is that I think 10 years from now, hopefully 10 years from now, Gypsy's gonna have some world experience, right? And she's gonna have some time to think about this, and she's gonna start to realize, oh fuck, this is what I did. I did really hurt that guy unintentionally, right? I didn't mean to hurt him. I didn't realize what I was doing, right? She's gonna figure it out. She's gonna realize she fucked up. Right now, she is not mature enough to say out loud, I fucked up. I should have listened to my dad. I fucked up. He was right. I was wrong. She's not mature enough to say that. She's not. Because again, she has the mentality of a teenager. She's not gonna say, I'm sorry, Dad, I fucked up. You were right. I should have listened to you. I shouldn't have married this guy. I fucked up. I need to not be in this marriage, right? That would have been the mature thing to do. But she did not do that. She decided to start a relationship. Mentally, okay, I'm not gonna say that she was cheating on Ryan. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. But mentally, she had one foot in Ken's corner, one foot in Ryan's corner, and she just kind of started slowly leaning towards Ken, right? Because she needed a way out. Now, I'm not saying she's not in love with Ken, because the way she's been talking about Ken from day fucking one is that she is so fucking in love with him, right? So fucking in love with him. She is so enamored with him. I don't doubt she is so fucking in love with him. But again, because of mentally, she is a teenager, because she has not been able to cope with the things that she has dealt with, right? I can almost guarantee she didn't get therapy in prison. I can almost guarantee she hasn't had the help that she needed to not only understand what happened to her, but to grieve what happened to her. She needs time to grieve. That is important. Nobody is understanding that in this situation. She needs time to grieve and process everything that happened to her, because she still has PTSD. And while she still has PTSD, undiagnosed, I'm not a doctor, I'm just saying from my own perspective, from somebody who's also been through this type of situation. I was in an extremely abusive household. My dad was super abusive. I had to run, and that created a pattern in my life of when shit gets hard, I run. But again, like I said in the other two videos, I did the same thing. When I started realizing I wasn't happy with someone, I planned an escape route. I planned an exit. That always involved another person. Hey, other person, this person is being mean to me. I don't like them. This other person is like, I can't believe you're even talking to me. This is crazy. I'm so in love with you. And then she took the out, right? Okay? We're all on the same page here. But what I'm saying is, Gypsy needs to go to therapy. Nobody, not even her parents. I don't know. Again, I don't know what the conversations are like when they're at home, but I can understand the fact that they're probably just doing damage control right now because she is acting like an out-of-control teenager. She is living with her parents, and they need to tell her, hey, baby girl, maybe you need to get some therapy, because she's not going to hear it from her parents. She's not going to hear it from Ken. She's not going to hear it from her best friend. She's not going to hear it from anybody. But if anybody took the time to sit down and tell her, slow down, mama. Slow down, mama. You need to process what happened to you, okay? You're not running anymore. You're okay. You're safe. You need to process what happened, okay? We need to get through it. We need to talk about it. We need to grieve. We need to get through it. She needs to go to therapy. She needs to deal with everything that happened in the first leg of her life. Not only the abuse that happened from her mom, not only the unaliving of her mom, whether she believes she had a hand in that or not. Her mother is still unalived. And the prison time that she served. All of those things are super traumatic in and of themselves as 3 separate events. Those all happened to her early on in her life. She was robbed of a childhood. She was robbed of a teenagehood. That's why she is acting out and being crazy and doing whatever the fuck she wants, because she doesn't know how to be an adult right now. And that's fine. I understand what she's doing because I did the same thing. And that's what I'm trying to get across is that I'm not a fucking therapist. I'm not a fucking doctor, right? But I have been through all of this, and I have been through a lot of fucking therapy in my life. And that's what helped me come to the point of understanding that I did this to people. It took me a long time to heal the grief of not only being abused, of having to run away from that situation, of having to deal with the PTSD and the depression and anxiety and all the things that came with it, right? I had to learn to have healthy coping mechanisms. I had to completely rewire my brain, and then I had to heal my brain, and I had to start understanding what I did in the early points of my life and what happened to me, and look at it from a grown-up perspective and start to see it in a different way so that I can heal those parts of myself so that I can grow up mentally and move on. And Gypsy has not had time to do any of that, nor do I think Gypsy will have time to do any of that, because right now she is hopping from boy to boy. Now, I'm not saying anything bad, because again, I have been there. I have done this. I was never single in my life. I also went from boy to boy, boy to girl, boy to boy, girl to girl, boy to girl. I went from one relationship to another because I always used them as escape routes. And it took me a long time to understand this about myself. I am finally understanding this now at 30. Okay, I didn't know this at the time when I was doing that. I had the same mentality. I genuinely thought, this is a bad situation. I don't feel safe. I need to go, right? When you are in fight or flight, when you are still in PTSD mode, when you still haven't processed and healed from all of that trauma, the only thing you are thinking all the time is, I'm not safe. I gotta go. I'm not safe, I gotta go. And that is how Gypsy is going to continue to live her life for a long time, until she gets therapy or she has somebody sit her down and say, baby girl, you need to slow down. You gotta slow down, honey. Breathe. Okay? You're okay. You're safe. And they need to tell her that every minute of the day. Whether it comes from her parents or her husband, she needs to hear it every fucking day. Because let's be honest, nobody goes to therapy every day. She needs to hear it every day. It's okay. When she starts fighting, she doesn't need someone who fights her back. That's what Ryan didn't understand, because he also was not mature enough to be in a marriage, and he didn't love her. Let's be honest. He had love for her, but he did not love her because he didn't know her as a person. He knew her as a celebrity. Same thing with Ken. And she's going to figure that out at some point. She's going to realize, you don't see me as a person. You see me as a celebrity. My parents, they know me. They see me as a person. They understand. But hopefully she finds someone. I don't think it's going to be Ken. I don't think it's going to be Ken. I think Ken is another leap pad. I think Ken is another escape route. And I think she's going to be with him for a while. I think they're really going to try to make it work, but I don't think it's going to work, because I think she's going to start to understand about herself a little while down the road. She's going to start to do the same thing to Ken. They're going to pick fights. They're going to fight back, because a lot of guys aren't healed within themselves to understand that when a traumatized female fights, it's not because she's fighting him. I have to remind my boyfriend of this all the time. Like, I have to slow down when I'm in an argument, because he doesn't understand it's not about him. I'm not fighting him. I'm not mad at him. I'm fighting my triggers. And that's what a lot of people don't understand about people that come from an abusive household, especially abusive childhood. She is fighting her triggers. And that's not something that Ryan could understand, because he also had his own triggers, because he was insecure, because he didn't feel good about himself, because he wasn't confident, he didn't know how to keep her. All he had to do, instead of being crazy and jealous all the fucking time, was just be there for her, support her, listen to her, calm her down, be her rock. That's all you gotta do. Be her rock, and remind her sometimes, baby, you're safe. You're safe now. You made it out. It's okay. I'm proud of you. I love you. You're doing great. Little kiss on the forehead. She will burst into tears every time. And she needs that. But she doesn't have that. And I don't think she's going to have that in Ken. Again, I don't know him. I have a feeling, just because history repeats itself, I have a feeling same thing's going to happen with Ken. Eventually, she's going to realize she doesn't want this either. She's going to try to find another person to find a way out. It's going to take someone to sit her down and say, baby girl, stop. Stop. Okay? She needs her daddy to give her a big hug. Baby girl, stop. Just give her a big hug. She's going to cry for like 15 minutes straight. She needs it. She needs the catharsis. She needs someone to tell her to stop, to slow down, and to fucking breathe. Someone needs to talk some sense into this girl, because she is going to keep running amok. And especially because she's got a lot of eyes on her telling her, yes, girl, yes, you deserve it, yes. Because a lot of people are not looking at this through the lens of somebody who has been in a long time abusive situation. She needs to heal. She needs to heal. It's so pertinent. Gypsy, if you ever see this, I hope one day you understand you don't need someone else right now. You need yourself, baby. You need yourself. You gotta go hug your inner child. You gotta tell her she's safe now, because you're safe now. You're okay. Everything's okay. Breathe.